Welcome to Fulham Fix, brought to you by Arnold Clark, our official car retail partner, and we're pleased to say we are joined by the original one of our own, Ryan Sessegnon. How you doing, bud?
I'm very good, thank you.
Yes, mate.
I feel like we've been needing to get you on for, well, a couple of years, man. We finally done it. We finally got you sat down here. And it's after another season done at Fulham. How are you feeling right now? Massive. I mean, for you especially as well, absolutely, come back on fire and made a position, the left-back position, which was, it's a competitive position in the Fulham squad. You really made it your own. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. That was one of my aims for this season, to play a bit more. I think last season was a good season as well, but I challenged myself to start more games this season, and I'm happy that I was able to do that.
It's interesting because the season previous, it felt like, you're going to be in that little role where like attacking midfield, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where Harry and etc. is playing. Is that out of necessity basically because Jedi's been injured that you've ended up there, or are you thinking, that's really my spot that I'm going to naturally fit back into?
That was the aim. So naturally, of course, I want to be playing in my natural position, which is left back.
Yeah.
Last season, I filled in a lot in attacking areas, especially on the right wing.
Yeah.
I think there was a period of time when H was injured, so I came in and played a few games there, which I enjoyed. It was nice. But again, I always go back to my natural position. That's where I feel comfortable.
Yeah, it's interesting because you can cut in left up with your left foot, couldn't you, from the right hand side? I remember that feeling really effective, and that was nice because you just come back as well. So you felt like that was because obviously you've had two. We'll get into like two Fulham careers really, but for you to come back into that second career and be like a goal threat was quite nice in terms of like getting to know you again. It was nice for you to be involved in like the high third of the pitch, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I know, and I feel like that's where a lot of Fulham fans want to see me, more towards the goal. And I do read things about that, which is obviously nice to hear. But
the amount of conversations I have with fans where it's like, it's sometimes, if we've got an injured striker or whatever, they're straight away, they're like, I don't know why.
What, Cess can't play up top?
Yeah, why don't we just stick Cess up front? Like, he knows where the goal is. Yeah, like, you never ever thought, like, I could be a striker, I could be
I think when I was younger, I always like played higher up and stuff like that. Like I played striker. I think I was like under 12s or something like that. I always knew where the goal was, but obviously as you get older, I had a lot of stamina, a lot of endurance. So I think they saw that in me from a young age, and then I just started playing left back and left wing, just bombing up and down, and that's what they saw.
Love it.
It's the versatility though, like, being able to move positions and mix it up. Very rare, I think, in a lot of footballers at the moment.
You mentioned under 12s. You joined Fulham at under 9s.
Yeah.
You and Stephen. So like we often talk about Fulham family, but Fulham is literally family.
Yes.
To you because your nephews was involved as well at the moment. Where did you find the club at under 9? So what year would that have been?
2009.
2009.
Yeah.
So who was playing for Fulham when you
in the first team?
Yeah.
Bobby Zamora, I think.
Oh my God.
It was that
really?
9-10 season. Yeah, Bobby Zamora.
Oh, it's the Hodgson.
Yeah. That's that year.
And you're like 8 years old.
So how was that? What are your memories of first turning up to Hotspur Park and then seeing these players and Roy Hodgson just sort of dotted around?
So obviously, when you're like 9-10, you don't see too much of the first team. Obviously, you're in school and then you only train at night time, all that kind of stuff. But I remember going to the games a lot of the times and sitting in the Johnny Haynes stand and watching the game. So that was, and I was ball boy a few times as well.
Brilliant.
Were you really?
Yeah. I remember my first one was against Arsenal way back then. So, and I remember watching. Yeah.
Oh, that's mad.
What behind where were you? Like along the touchline or like behind
as
the goal?
a ball boy, along the touchline.
Were you? Great.
Yeah.
Did you ever have an interaction with a big player? Like you chuck a ball to just chuck the ball to.
I wish I could.
I'm trying to think of some players from.
You don't remember anything?
I don't remember. No, not
really.
No.
That's amazing. But you sort of wanted Fulham to win even from that.
No, of course.
You're a Fulham fan.
I bet you're a good ball boy. I bet you're accurate.
Yeah.
Like someone wanted it somewhere. Now, did you ever do the thing? Do you know what I mean? Like I watch some ball kids, right? They're not accurate, and they'll pick it up and they're just
intentionally.
Bad throw. Were you ever intentionally like, an opposing team wanted the ball back and you never did any of that?
I always, whenever the ball came to me, I just try to do it quick.
Yeah.
Even if it was the away team, I just wanted to be a good ball boy, you know, just
Yeah,
throw it
yeah,
back.
yeah, brilliant, man.
Yeah.
But it's a mad story because obviously, like, there's similarities to Josh King that I obviously always think about. Did you see yourself in Josh, like, now when you know what I mean? Because there's photos of Josh holding hands with Tom Kearney walking out and all this kind of thing. So
Which is mad, by the way.
which is
Isn't it insane?
Yeah.
Someone said this is AI. I remember reading someone going, "This must be AI."
Yeah.
Which it's not AI, right?
They
So
should
that's
totally-
actually legit.
They should totally do that photo again, shouldn't they?
Oh yeah, we need to reenact it. You know,
thought to do that.
that's got a TikTok like viral moment written all over it, right? That's hilarious.
But have you seen yourself in that journey? You must have done.
Yeah, I see myself a lot in Josh, especially his journey, starting young, making his way into the first team, playing in the Premier League for the club, stuff like that. And I talk to him a lot as well. And,
Really, yeah.
We speak a lot. He's a very level-headed guy, great talent, and he's only going to improve.
There is so many similarities between the two of you, and you know, I don't, because you know, obviously there's a number of academy players that we've had over the years, and who have, you know, and we've spoken in the past, who have disappeared before they've, you know, bigger clubs come in and they've not. I don't know, they've just gone. Despite you going, you know, you're not going to necessarily play for Liverpool or Man City, but they don't care, they've gone.
Well, Patrick Roberts, you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. You know, maybe Fabio Carvalho, who knows?
Yeah.
But, you know, you've kept it, I don't know, you obviously, you know, really grounded, and there's something about you, and I don't know what it is. It was. Where do you think that comes from? Is it your parents?
Yeah.
Was it your parents?
It's my parents, yeah. They gave me a very grounded upbringing, to always be respectful, level-headed, don't matter how much success you have. And I brought that into my football career as well. Obviously, I've had some good highs, but I've had some lows as well. So I try to stay level-headed, don't get too high, don't get too low.
But the noise around you at one point, like the awards that you won, that, you know, that season, and there's that incredible photo of you holding, is it three awards that night? I mean, you won. I mean, you literally won everything. Yeah. You may as well have won Club of the Year or whatever. You were literally just every award. So to have that, because you know, and again, a number of these players they didn't have that. Yeah. But you had so much noise around you, seen as this you know massive talent. Yet you still went, no, I'm here. And I remember, I'm jumping ahead a little bit here, but at the playoff, after the playoff final, and I can't remember if it was BBC or whoever it was, had said to you, you know, Fulham next year. You're like, yeah, of course, definitely. I remember my heart at that point, as a Fulham fan, exploded. I'm like, oh my God, this guy. And I think just to be able to block out that noise, I just don't know. I just don't know how you do it, because I think most people would just totally fall into it. And you know,
I think it comes from, firstly, my first objective as a football player was to obviously firstly become a football player. Then when I got into the academy at Fulham, the aim is to be in the first team. So I feel like when I'd already done that and made so many appearances, I feel like I owed the club, you know, type of ways.
Yeah.
So they helped me so much when I was younger and stuff like that. So of course I was always gonna, you talk about the interview at the end, I was always gonna stay at Fulham at that point. So I was never gonna go anywhere.
Love that. Let's go to the start of that first team, because Jeff was mentioning before we came on that your first game's away at Leeds, I think, for Fulham, in a midweek evening game. It's actually a tough game for like a young person. How old are you? 16? 16 years old, away at Leeds. And Tom Kearney was saying that he was actually a bit worried. Like, he probably didn't articulate this to you, but he was worried for you in that situation. Do you remember that feeling, like, I'm with like men here and this is going to be intense?
I do remember it, and I remember it well because my first touch actually come off the pitch. It rolled under my foot and went off the pitch, and I said, "Oh my days, yeah." I said, "I'm in it now, so I need to, you know, liven up a little bit."
Did that just sharpen you, though? Like, I've got to wake up and be involved.
Such rolled up.
Did you have a good game that day?
I did.
Yeah.
Apart from the equaliser, the late equaliser they scored, I think it was. Do you remember it? Yeah, Chris Wood. I think I should put my head there or something like that. And I've kind of like ducked out a little bit, and then they went and scored from it. But yeah, it was a learning curve.
Like after it, you're like, whoa, that was like intense experience.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. Did it live with you? Does those things live with you? Split-second decisions.
Yeah.
But first touch, I'm the sort of person. First touch.
No, I would have
gone straight to the bench. Sub. sub it off. I shouldn't be here.
I'd have literally cried. But that's so interesting, that team. You talk about coming and you're playing with Zamora and everyone, and in that team, is it McCormack and people like that? Or
So McCormack was just the season before that.
the season before that. So
Yeah,
you crossed over with it.
So our striker was it Matt Smith? It was Matt Smith, yeah. Matt
Smith
played in that game, yeah.
It's crazy. It doesn't seem like you're old enough to be involved with all these people.
Yeah.
And then obviously the season we go play. Ivan's already mentioned it, but you're in the playoff, the very famous playoffs of Derby and Villa. You're involved in all the Fulham goals. You score against Derby, and then the corner for Dennis. Just quickly, I guess that second goal was really famous before we get to the final. Do you remember taking that corner? Like,
Yeah,
what do you remember? Because that's one of the best atmospheres I've had at Fulham ever, really.
Yeah, same. Yeah, I remember it. That season, I took a few corners. I don't really know why. I'm not really a corner taker, but I took a few that season. And then, to be honest with you, I said it before, Dennis made that corner look better than what I actually delivered the ball into the ball. Honestly, if you look at it, the way he's headed the ball is ridiculous. It's crazy.
On the back of his head,
like
it?
it's not even like he's had to really flick it properly, and it flew in. It's like time stood still when he flicked it went in. You know?
I can still see it happen.
Yeah,
Amazing.
Yeah, no one thought that was going. Did you think when the moment he got his head to it?
I didn't think it was going in.
No, I'm not sure Dennis thought it was going in. Really, I don't. There was that moment's silence as well. Then it hits the back of the net. And have you known an atmosphere like that at the cottage since?
That was
wonderful.
not since. No, that was incredible. The loudest I've heard it in a long time.
Yeah, there was a lot of feeling about that time.
There really wasn't there? And I know that obviously the fans rushed the pitch a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you remember being terrified as they sort of came towards you?
I remember, the feeling, everyone coming on, it was a great feeling. And I remember Maunders trying to get all of us off the pitch quickly so we wouldn't get...
That's a big job, isn't it?
But yeah, it was great. It was good.
And then obviously, what are your memories of, I mean, you've spoken about it a lot, obviously, but your memories of the playoff final, the build up to it, how are you feeling before, firstly?
I was confident, you know.
Were you?
Yeah, really confident. I feel like when I look back, I think, like, how was I so calm and confident at that age in a big atmosphere, in a big game? But I think I was just going with the flow, you know. We was doing well, we was playing well. The running to get into the playoffs was obviously very good as well. So I was confident in everyone in the club, with the players and the teammates. So and when that whistle went, we was ready.
Just natural, and because it's sort of like, it's so easy. Like, I mean, we often always paint these things as meant to be. Obviously, it's not. It's just a game of football. But the fact that you and Tom Kearney are involved in that goal, when you think, as soon as it happened, it felt like, oh, that's like the way it's always happened. Like, I don't know, that's like obviously nonsense, but in my brain, that's kind of how it always computes. And Ivan just talks about that silence. What I always remember about that goal was big, like goals in big games. There's a split second when Tom puts in the back of net where, because we're the other end, it's like there's like a processing just to split. Like, it's like you guys are the people that know about it before we do. Do you know what I mean? It's that little moment. It gives me shivers to think about it. Is that like how you experience a goal like that as well?
A little bit, because obviously when I've taken a touch to play into T, I waited a little because I wasn't sure if T was going to run in behind or not. So, but I think because of the weight of the pass, he didn't need to really break too much stride. So as soon as he hit it and it went in, it was like, wow, you know?
Yeah.
But I think where you're saying where the fans on the other side can't really see it too well instantly, there was a little gap, a little pause, and then you hear the fans, you know? So
What was that noise like for you?
incredible. It was crazy.
And what was, obviously you're the other end of the pitch when you guys are celebrating, so there's the wonderful footage of you all going to celebrate in front of the Villa
fans,
fans who aren't happy about that. Is that I think I've chatted to Tom about that in the past, and he's like, it's a long way to run to celebrate in front of the Fulham fans. Do you remember looking up and seeing them, and does that help? Does that feed you when you see them get so angry? And you know, what does that do to you?
Definitely, it spurs you on, you know, to want to score more and more goals. I wish it was in front of the Fulham fans actually. But it's always nice to do it against them as well.
I thought that this week. Did you think that, like, I actually flashed back to that when Villa win in the Europa League, like, what a big club Villa actually are. And at that time, we weren't favourites at all in that game. And it was like, do you know what I mean? It really felt like people were talking about it was just natural because Villa were that club.
And they've done it so many times before. They've been to Wembley before. They've won at Wembley before. Obviously, Steve Bruce, well, you know, he's so used to that. And even down to, like, the stadium announcer I had to arrive a bit early to do this little thing. And when I said to the stadium, I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. We get to talk to Wembley Stadium. He was like, yeah, I've done it like 4 times.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay. Cool. It's a straight away. You're like, oh, this is old hat for them almost, you know? So, obviously going to the Premier League, you know, it was tough for us, you know. Prior to starting that season in the Premier League under Slav, how were you feeling about it? Obviously, you know, you were like amongst us fans, you know, seeing these players, we're making all these, you know, big signings, spending a lot of money. What were your feelings?
I just remember being confident again. First Premier League season for myself. First one for Fulham in a long time as well. So going into it excited. Obviously, the club was making many signings, like you said, which we felt at the time that we needed, obviously, to strengthen the squad for a Premier League season. And I was pretty confident going into it. And then I think very quickly we found out how difficult it was to step up from the Championship. And ultimately we paid the price.
Do you get a sense of that? Because you've obviously been in really successful Fulham teams and teams when it hasn't worked. It's like, do you get a feeling like internally, like, oh, there's something just not like...
A little bit, because you have to remember there was the season before, a lot of us had played together a long time, and then we come into the Prem and we signed, I don't know how many players we signed, was it 12, 13 players?
Yeah, it was about that.
It was a lot of players, and a lot of the players that came in hadn't played in England or even in the Prem as well. So they were coming from foreign leagues and stuff like that. So it was always going to be difficult. And I didn't think it would be as difficult as it was, but it was very challenging.
Yeah, interesting.
How emotional was it for the team and for the team that especially came up parting ways with Slavisa?
Yeah, very tough. I found it very tough. Obviously, the man that gave me my opportunity in the first team, so it was very, very sad for me. But what a great guy, great manager, great coach. And the players I'd been with him previously, they would have felt that as well.
Yeah. Is he different or similar to Marco? Like,
different.
Very different.
Yeah.
Does he demand very different things of you personally?
Yeah. For me, he let me just play, to be honest with you.
Right.
He didn't want to fill my head with too much things, just let me play freely. On the media side, he pulled me away from a lot of stuff, away from the attention and stuff like that, which I thought was good.
Yeah.
But he's very different to Marco. He's a bit more relaxed. But he says a lot by not saying too much, you know, if that makes sense. So, that.
And with Marco, would he be very clear with you, like exactly what he wants from you, that kind of thing, like structurally and all that kind of stuff?
He's more passionate, more clear in what he wants.
Yeah. Well, you always feel like Marco knows exactly where you are on the, like, do you know what I mean, shape-wise and all that kind of thing. Like you
Definitely.
always,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Just want to jump in. A great example also is talking about when we went to Newcastle and absolutely like took him apart.
Yeah.
He scores 2 as like a...
And there's a
Still
penalty.
16 at that point.
16.
We were in a penalty stoppage time.
That's right, and they were trying to make you take it, weren't they?
Yeah. Score a hat-trick. He's like that.
St James's Park. Yeah.
Who took it?
Tim Reed.
Last minute as well. Crazy.
Yeah.
The game was already done.
Were you? I remember that, spot on that, and I remember like fans obviously annoyed because they want to see Sess score a hat trick. You must have wanted to score,
Of course.
but you can also see why he's done it.
I can see now, I didn't see it at the time, but I saw maybe a year or two after. A year or two after, I definitely did see it. Because like the whole, it would have exploded, you know, like hat trick at 16 at St James's Park against the league leaders in the champ. I understood that the magnitude of it was obviously massive, but now I understand to, you know, protect me in a lot of ways. I understand it now.
Yeah.
Still a bit annoyed though.
Yeah. Because then in conversation about that, no, it was like...
I spoke with Tim after, actually. He said, Tim wanted me to take it, but when the Slavisa made the decision for Tim to take it, I think he was a type where if he didn't listen to him, Tim might have been dropped for the next game or something like that, you know? That's what he told me. So
nice of Tim to deliberately miss it as well, to take the headlines away as well, which is a real Tim thing to do. Obviously, that season wasn't meant to be for us in the Prem, and I don't think anyone there didn't seem to be any anger at you leaving, like because
It wasn't,
the fact that you had stayed for as long as you had, and even stayed all the way through that Premier League season, we sort of knew that at some point it was going to happen. Was that kind of weird for you, like now looking back, to sort of leave with a lot of, I suppose, love around you, but you didn't really get a chance to say goodbye?
No, I didn't. And that was the sad part, I didn't want like any Fulham fan to feel like I just left and didn't care about the club anymore, and that wasn't the case. And it's just at the time I just felt like it was the time to go. Under obviously not great circumstances for the club, but everyone knew and knows what Fulham means to me. So
Your Poch signs he, doesn't he?
Poch signs,
yeah. It's massive.
And I think you were like you're a proper Poch player, the way you play, and
And he was a big factor of me going to Tottenham at the time. So
yeah, of course.
We won't dwell on that too long because Jeff's hurrying me up because you've got to go training. But also, like quickly, just on that subject, my mate Sports Spurs just messaged him saying, I'm speaking to Ryan Sessegnon, and he said, let him know that he scored an absolute banger at the Allianz against Bayern Munich, and I saw that, which I lost from him. Did you score like an absolute?
Yeah. Well, it was a good finish. It was against Bayern
In the Champions League?
Champions League. My first start for Tottenham, actually. Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
I completely probably was like, can't, like a relationship. I can't even speak to that person for a year.
yeah.
They don't exist to me.
Yeah, exactly. You shut down your social medias.
Yeah.
Was it really?
Was it?
Wow.
Awesome.
So you were actually, because I think we spoke about this before, but you were on international duty, weren't you?
Yes.
When Jose comes in.
Yes, yeah.
And by the time you're back from playing for England, he's kind of already made his decisions.
Yeah.
And is that right? And I think you said something like, you never actually ever really spoke to him, which just seems like a bizarre way of...
I spoke to him when I first came back from international for a little bit, and I missed his first session because I had... I came back late from international for some reason. I can't remember what it was. But I'd missed... I think it was doping or something like that. We flew away somewhere and it was doping, and I missed the morning or something like that. But I've missed his first session. And then I think from then it was quite... I was on the back foot a little bit, It was quite difficult to gain any access, really. He kind of made his decision already, type of thing. So
Yeah. Do you get that sometimes? I was just like,
some managers do that.
Like me.
Yeah. Some coaches do that. Some you have to really show them. And then with him, it was just... I couldn't because he just already made up his mind.
Yeah.
Well, how hard is that for you then?
Very difficult because it's like I've signed for a manager that's been sacked now. A new one comes in, everyone's a fresh start, and you want to, start off well. But then I wasn't really given the opportunity to do that.
And how did you find yourself at that point regretting leaving or regretting signing for Spurs? How hard is it for you as a player at this point?
Not at that point. I didn't regret it, but because I still knew there was still a few years that I could obviously turn it around and stuff like that.
Of course.
But, when he first came in, a lot of the time I wasn't in the squads. I would travel 19th man, not in the squad, all that kind of stuff. And then I think that COVID hit, and then it disrupted the season. And then when the following season, that season started later in like October or something, and then I think he brought in Sergio Reguilon. And when he came in, that's when he said, okay, you can go on loan. And then that's when I went on loan.
Right, okay. Right. Weird time in your life, isn't it, that period? Because what, like, going through your head, like, what...
It was strange because...
Up until then, your career's been like that, really, upwards trajectory.
Yeah, and then, injuries, and then manager not picking you and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that. So it was hard.
Do you feel like you learned stuff when you look back on that about yourself and as a footballer, like just
Definitely.
having that? Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like at that point, I hadn't played a lot of football. So I think me going to Germany was key because it made me enjoy football again,
Yeah.
You did that period of time,
Yeah, just away from it and just playing and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then were you always going to come back to football? Because you go to Palace at one point, or was that like an...
You were training with Palace, is that right?
Training with Palace.
So we're jumping... Okay, that's jumping forward.
Yeah.
No, we can go there,
So you've left... So let's... Okay, so you have Spurs, you've parted ways and you're a free agent.
Yes,
right?
Yeah.
And that's when, for some reason, I managed to bump into you in a tiny Sainsbury's in Dorking.
Yeah.
2 days after that's happened, and I'm like, the most surreal.
Ivan thinks that's why you came back to the club.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, I had a word, and you're like, yeah, okay, I'll do it. I'll do it. I don't want to take full credit for it, but yeah. But yeah, that was really bizarre, just because Fulham Twitter at the time was going nuts for like, bring him home, get him home, blah blah blah, and then I'm looking up and paying for a sandwich, and you're walking over, and I'm like, it's so surreal. It was so surreal. But anyway, enough about that.
What sandwich was it?
Do you remember what sandwich it was? I don't know. No, yeah.
I don't know.
It was bizarre. It was. I was like, I remember saying to you, "Why are you here?" And you going to a wedding. There's a venue like what? And then she said, "What about you? Why are you here?" And I'm like, "Well, some of us have to live in Dorking because there's no way we can afford London." But anyway, So we're getting off subject here. So you're at this point you're a free agent, and I remember saying to you in the Sainsbury's, I'm like, mate, are you gonna come home? And you said, I want to.
Yeah.
I remember. Wow. Yeah, imagine that.
Yeah, I remember that.
I was trying to hold it together.
Yeah.
I got my sandwich to eat in my door with me. But you had also, I think at that time you also said to me, you don't know anything. There's obviously.
I didn't know.
You haven't spoken to anyone yet or anything like that. And then it kind of goes a bit quiet. And the next thing we hear, you're training with Palace.
Yeah. So Palace reached out. Dougie Freeman, when he was there, reached out, and Oliver Glasner was there. So I had a talk with them, and they said, come, because at that point I hadn't played football for maybe a year and a half through injuries. So they said, you know what, come, like do like some training with the team, like prove your fitness type thing, and then we can, make a kind of a decision type of thing. So I went down there. I did two or 3 weeks of like hard pre-season training because they train crazy, like
really
intensity is really high. So I did that, got through it, did well. I felt like I did well. And then I remember going to my mother-in-law's house. I was just chilling, and then I get a call, and it's Marcos, the gaffer, was calling me. I said, okay. So I picked up, and then he obviously heard that I was training with Palace, all this kind of stuff, and then he was basically saying, in other words, I want you to come home, basically come to Fulham, we want you to come back. And yeah, that's how it started really. And then as soon as he told me that, I spoke to my agent and was like, because Palace were kind of preparing something for me, like a contract, they were preparing something for me, and then I was umming and ahhing, and then I get the call, and then I was like, nah.
It's always for that's so cool to hear.
So yeah. That's
so cool.
Because a lot of players would think new challenge. Do you know what I mean?
Yes,
I've been at Fulham,
exactly.
that kind of thing. But you just had an instinct
Yeah, no doubt. I wanted to come home, and obviously I'm coming back to obviously the same club, but it's different now.
Yeah.
It's an established Premier League club now.
Exactly.
So,
yeah.
And a lot of people say don't go back to where you change, but I always knew to come back.
Yeah, because it felt in a way a different club as well, like established Premier League club, different set of players, completely. In a team where like Willian and etc. Like all these kind of players were at. Yeah, so it must have felt like, I'm fitting into a different environment as well.
100%, yeah.
And then you came straight back in, and you're just like feel like you're just back at home. From our perspective, it did anyway.
Yeah.
I remember you coming on that first time as a sub, and the response. Like, how did that feel?
What game was it? I can't remember what game.
I look at Jeff. God, it was about. Was it about 6 games into the season or 5 games in?
Oh, it was Watford.
Wow.
In the cup. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, you kept it. You were on the bench a few times.
Yeah, I was on the bench.
And I remember, I think because it wasn't instant, was it? Like you came back in.
No, it wasn't instant. No.
Were you still injured? Was it just working yourself back up to fitness?
Yeah,
what was it?
It was more the fitness gaffer, and Bruno could see that I wasn't up to speed fitness wise, which is obviously understandable at the time. And even when I felt like I was, because I really wanted to play, they were pulling me back. But obviously, looking back, it was the correct decision. I wasn't ready, and the way that season played out for me was perfect. Yeah.
It's been a long battle, actually, hasn't it, to get back into that regular thing? And because it's so actually it's interesting hearing what we just spoke about, because that just makes this season mean more.
100%. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It really feels like such a great season from your perspective. But you just had that position locked down.
Yeah.
We look like infinitely better when you're in the side. Like it's been a long journey to get to that point.
It has. It really has. I don't think a lot of people know how much mental strength it takes.
Yeah.
from a place where I didn't have a club, I wasn't playing football, to now 2 years on where obviously I'm playing most games in the Fulham side in the Premier League. So it's been a long journey.
We'd be mad if we didn't mention Spurs at home, and you coming on, and it was massive response because you're getting cheered from obviously the Fulham fans, and then you're getting cheered by the Spurs fans. Fair play. And within, that was an amazing moment, as to be able to announce you on then, because again, you hadn't played too much at that point, I think. And then second touch of the game, third touch,
something like that.
3 minutes later, Firstly, just what's your memories of it? And highlight of my season, by the way, without a doubt. Even though we also had that incredible comeback against Brentford, for me that's still number one. What's your memories of that moment? Firstly coming on, and then scoring that goal.
I think for me coming on, I think it was like 88th minute or something. I came on.
That's right. Yeah.
When I came on, I just wanted to try and make an impact straight away, That's why when Leno plays the long ball, you don't really think anyone's going to run in behind for it. But I just made the decision to just run, just see what happens. And then I knew I had it as soon as they let the ball bounce and I knew Ben Davies was there, I knew if I had get my body there, I can maybe manoeuvre something. And I managed to just swing a right foot in it.
Man, it's such a great goal.
When it hits the back of the net, what's your feelings at that point?
Honestly, I looked over. There's a reason why I looked like that. I thought, for some reason in my head, I thought it was offside or something like that, my run or something like that. So then when it went in, I looked over my shoulder, realised the flag was done, and I was just like, I didn't know whether to celebrate, whether to stay calm, and I just thought, you know what, let me just walk,
Which now, looking back, makes you look like
Cantona,
an absolute boss. You just stroll. And then what's even nicest thing about it is then the rest of the team are able to lose their minds over it. And you've got Muniz that jumps higher than I've ever seen him jump in his entire life, which was a bit of a risk now looking back. Could have absolutely laid you out then. And then when you have you watched that goal back much, the highlights? Because it's got the Hollywood tinge, because you've also got Hugh Grant.
Yeah, I saw that.
Looking like,
Oh, really?
That's you've got Hugh Grant looking really impressed.
Yeah. It was nice.
That must be, because I just never know that feeling. Scoring a goal like that in a game, is there any feeling in the world like that in terms of like endorphins and adrenaline? Do you know what I mean? Adrenaline.
Yeah. For me, it was like relief. It was more like all the stuff that I've been going through 2-3 years prior just all came out in that one kick.
Yeah.
So that's how it
felt. One more question, we're going to let you go. And it is obviously contract extension triggered. And I know the manager has also talked how important it is that we tie you down properly. Obviously you're enjoying life, at Fulham, and the Fulham fans obviously worship you. What is the future for you? Would you say?
Hopefully it's at this club. I want it to be at this club. I feel like the club is still moving in the right direction, which is key. And I've obviously learned the hard way. Sometimes the grass isn't always greener, So at this moment in time, I'm happy at the club, and I can't wait for the future.
And just before we let you go, we're about to do the Sarnell Clark away days competition. Have you got any good away day stories at all?
Yes. So it's actually not an away day, but we obviously stay in a hotel for home games as well. Okay.
So you're away from home?
Yeah, we're away from home.
Yeah. Counts, definitely counts.
So we stay at obviously for home games, and then the night before, we all go down to one of the basement floors to get our keys to go into our rooms, obviously, and before dinner. So when we've gone to collect our keys, usually we're all on the same floor. We're on floor like that. So everyone. I looked at my key, it said my name, and I'm on floor. I was like, what's going on? What's going on here? So I got my key, went up there. There's and obviously players and the staff, so it's just our floor. I've gone to. I saw little kids running up and down. There was a guy slamming on the doors with this guy. I was like, what? A day before a game, I can't be on this floor. But anyway, I've gone in to my room as normal, and then we have to go down for a meeting. So now we've gone back down. I said to Alex, the player liaison guy, what's going? I can't be on this floor night before a game. I got to change. And then he said, "Cool, we'll get it sorted." And then and that's literally it. Yeah, he managed to get it sorted, and then
It's like there's like a family of like 6.
Yeah, literally.
Loads of kids screaming on
Kids
floor
screaming on the
6
floor.
amongst all these Fulham players.
and I'm
Got
the
your
only
key.
Fulham player on that floor.
Really?
Yeah, literally, only me.
happen?
I don't know how that.
Oh
happened.
my god.
Yeah,
No, you need a good night's sleep. What was the game?
I can't remember.
You need the focus though, no matter what.
Yeah. And I remember because everyone has the same room each time.
Oh really?
And
Always done that?
Yeah. Up until that point, my room kept on getting changed, and I don't know why. Don't know why.
The footballers like pay because bands do things like when you go to a hotel, like when you get out of the lift, you like put all you like light up all floors, so someone's got to go up on everyone.
No.
The only problem with that is you have to go back every game. So you
Yeah.
can't do too much. Because
Yeah, that's true.
You know,
Right, yeah. Footballers are more mature. Yeah.
Well, I didn't say that. Well, you know. Have you ever thrown a TV out a window?
No, I wouldn't do that. You know, what Sesh just remind me of then quickly. It's like we were in a hotel for the Maccabees, and there was like a wedding on one floor. And so we said to Sam, the drummer, he was going to go for a swim. We're like, yeah, it's so weird. You have to go to this floor, but you have to like the swimming pool opens out immediately into it, so you have to be in your swimming shorts.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
He's like, what? We're like, yeah, it's so weird, but just go to floor 8 and it's just a wedding.
Oh no way! That's hilarious. Oh my god!
It was just
Yeah.
in front
Yeah.
of the whole wedding.
We're like, I
party.
know it is weird, but just trust me.
The fact that he trusted you. So it could be a lot
That's so
worse.
funny.
Anyway, yeah.
Oh my god, absolute pleasure, man.
Thank you.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
Ryan Sessegnon there.
Love Ryan Sessegnon. He's
the
one of
best.
our own.
We just need to work out where we're going to put the statue of him. When he,
Actually, might be.
yeah.
I'm glad we spent some of the time talking about your sandwich. Anyway, let's crack on.
It was a good sandwich. It was a special sandwich. Right, so obviously we talked about the away days there. Incredible away day story for yourself as well. They're brilliant.
Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know. I'd never envisaged telling Ryan Sessegnon that story, but I did.
Well, same with the sandwich, mate. I think we were both a little bit starstruck.
Yeah, I think
but,
that's true. That is
so we've been doing the Arnold Clark Away Day Stories competition. We had so many good entries. Arnold Clark obviously doing this away day stories about traveling to these away days, really obviously important traveling. And for that, if you were to be selected, the winner gets 2 home tickets next season and a signed shirt. So really, really cool. Like I said, loads of great stories. This one, I think, was the best. So this is from Lando, and he said they travelled all the way over to the Europa League final, obviously.
Yeah, I did that too.
Yep. Was walking to the Hamburg Stadium, and the one and only Moritz Volz was there. And we all gathered around him because it's Moritz Volz, absolute legend. And he started giving us a proper, we can do this speech.
Oh, right.
Like a proper, like trying to get the fans pumped. Not that they need to be any more pumped than they were. Did it to there's about 100 people around there. They really went for it.
Love that.
And by the end, he had them all like Bravehearting it. They were roaring, they were cheering him, and they all bundled him.
They all bundled
yeah,
Moritz
yeah,
Volz?
and he's had a bad ankle ever since. No, I'm joking. No, but no, they all bundled him, and they just said absolutely amazing to have that
love
sort of
that.
speech from Moritz Volz.
Yeah, but I loved around Hamburg. There was like so many like Fulham players, old Fulham players, just in the vicinity.
Yeah.
So there'll be other people with stories like that. Because I remember Rufus Brevitt being in bars, that kind of thing. There'll be lots of Hamburg stories.
Yeah, I bet. But there we go. So that is the winner. Well done to Lando there. You are our competition winner there. You get a couple of the home tickets and the signed Fulham shirt. Thank you very much to Arnold Clark. So that's it from us this week. We have one more episode of The Fix left of this batch. It's a good one, isn't it?
Such a good one. We talk about Ryan Sessegnon being a modern Fulham hero. There's an old school one, but there are so few people in Fulham's history thought of as well as this guy. Who is it, Ivan?
It's Mickey Adams.
Come on.
Da-da-da-dum.